right before the game. He'll jump center with him. The opening tip sponsored by Papa John's. And we are running this afternoon from Wells Fargo Center. Ben Simmons, an opportunity here to post Lillard, who was looking for the traveling violation. Jimmy Butler connects, however. Butler, who got the win the other night over his close friend Dwayne Wade of the Heat. And on the other end, in my mind, if you make a bucket, you should be able to get back defensively. You have time because the other team is inbounding the basketball. I'm just saying, as Butler gets another bucket.
And they haven't been on the road long enough for, I think, to adjust to East Coast time yet, this being their second game only.
Simmons for the post-up.
That is in the NBA schedule. And I can just tell you, having done it myself, it's not always easy to come back home. There's a lot of distractions off the floor.
Simmons with the shot clock winding down. Bobby able to control, and yet another feed. So Marjanovic and Ben Simmons clearly on the same frequency early in this one. There's another opportunity to post up as Harris has the smaller Lillard on him, and he takes advantage.
It's not that easy.
Listen, he was struggling going into that game in late December at Portland, and he lit the Sixers up for 35 as Lillard is. This is where the rookie really has his work cut out for him now. In there for Marjanovic, having to deal with Jusuf Nurkic and maybe later Enes Kanter. Simmons, who always looks to be a driver. Help from Harkless. Well done. Well timed by Mo Harkless, who's got it now.
Long arms and good hands for Harkless.
You could count it and a foul for Al-Farouq Aminu, averaging just under 12, his fifth year from Duke. That is Bolden running the floor, unable to uncork the shot. There's Harris for a three, and down it goes for the 10th best three-point shooter in the NBA, Tobias Harris.
Around the horn, moving the defense as well. That was a good look for Tobias.
Nurkic, that's a nice look for the plunging Aminu. Now the Blazers have made 6 straight from the floor.
I think it's like a baseball swing, like Ken Griffey Jr. as Ben responds on the other end.
Farouq Aminu taking a seat on the Portland bench. McConnell immediately, as soon as he gets in the game, comes up with a steal. He had a number of those the other night.
You did not acknowledge that.
Marjanovic got it done.
Nice touch.
Both the season series with the Blazers. Alley-oop to Butler. By the time he made the catch, Hood caught up with him, and he was not in a position to score, but made something happen anyway. Their offensive rebound for the Blazers. That is their 6th already, make it 7, and that time they finally get themselves a hoop. Compliments of Layman. Kanter taking his talents against Marjanovic.
In time.
Marjanovic looking for 2 at the other end, and he connects. 2002 was the 15th pick in the NBA draft. Reese Harkless. 2012, I beg your pardon. 2002, that would make him, what, about 40? I'll be all right.
Played for Luke Carter's second. That's what you're trying to say.
Spent 1 year at St. John's. Tobias Harris, who could count it, and a foul. Sixers have it up 3 as we approach the halfway point of the second quarter. Jonah Bolden keeps it alive. There's Harris for a 3, and he got it.
And food and parking.
Yeah.
With basketball in the mix as well.
Yeah.
Wow, it sounds like a perfect night.
Now Scott has to deal with Nurkic, who immediately gave it up. We mentioned he's a good passer, and that time Al-Farouq Aminu.
5 3-pointers in a debut.
Nurkic, as Marjanovic has returned to the scene. Jusuf Nurkic. Damian Lillard is back. Working it with Nurkic. Now we're locked up at 49. Starters reunited now for both coaches. Harkless' own miss. You know what? 13 offensive rebounds. That's a pretty healthy total for a game. That's what the Blazers have right now. For 5 in this game, and he had an opportunity to take the lid off.
I wonder if he had time enough to gather himself and just go up with the layup.
Just now need something positive. Redick finally got the 3, so J.J. Redick can rest easy now.
Offensive message was simple. Lock in on Damian Lillard. We're seeing him out there right now. And other than that, as you saw him just go to the hoop there, other than that.
Well, too many offensive rebounds. That will echo off the walls of the Sixer locker room at halftime.
And you don't become a good rebounding team as Nurkic makes another one.
The Blazers close down on him.
It was an overload defensively. Boban's got to shoot that.
Nurkic shooting it and delivering. Simmons against Harkless. Played him well, but Ben having his way anyway.
Very important. They just have to dial it up and be tougher.
Yep. Boxing out on the defensive end of the floor, preventing offensive rebounds. Nice look to Tobias Harris.
Well, you got to admire the man for that. I got a chance to talk to him before the game. He was like, I'm trying to get a sweat.
Well, that time the play. Here the Sixers now out of the timeout. Butler going all the way to the cup and slamming for two out of the timeout. Here they go again, trying to exploit Harkless against Redick. Amir Johnson giving it a glance. They go back to Harkless, who ends up slamming. As that time it was Amir Johnson missing the three. Boy, that time Harkless
was at the beginning of the game, 10 a.m. their start, but they seem like the fresher of the team from the get.
What about the Blazers now? Just getting uncontested dunks.
Got to wonder if the 76ers were slow to react.
Well, Simmons had an answer for that. Nurkic given room, and you can't do that. He's got a good touch. Jusuf Nurkic now at 20 and 10. Simmons again. What is good defense by Jonathan Simmons on Lillard. Amir Johnson fouling Nurkic, who will go to the line looking for one more. He did the best he could. That was not an easy attempt by Cantor. Simmons in the open floor. It's Scott for three, and down it goes for Mike Scott.
Mike Scott finding the range.
Lillard answering back. They've gotten their share of easy hoops, and they're up 20.
It seems what the formula has been is a couple of passes, and then the defense breaks down.
Jimmy Butler getting all the way in. He took a hit as well. The lob for Layman. And he slams for two. His second dunk in this.
To that basket as
yeah,
well.
He did. He ran Redick all over the place.
Yeah, he did. Athletic is Mr. Layman.
Ben Simmons pacing the Sixers with 21. Serena Winters. Still this afternoon, my bad. Serena Winters, Ala Abdenabi, Mark Zumoff, and the Blazers.
Pictures of habit for sure.
Scott buries the three for Mike Scott, his second of the game.
Going to have fun with that. He's just got to play along, make some jumpers.
Well, right now he's got to play tough defense here against Cantor, and that is not easy. We do some trapping here.
Yep. Trying to do what we just were touching on.
They nearly come up with a turnover, and there's Cantor just picking up some loot. He has McCollum's miss.
CJ stuck on 11.
Simmons got it done. Challenge Cantor that time. Jimmy Butler now will try to deal with Cantor. And he gave up the dribble. That does him a favor. That's sweet from CJ McCollum. 13 on 5 of 16 from the floor.
That was the prettiest bucket he's made all day.
Simmons again got it done. Ben Simmons tying a season high with 29. Seth Curry.
Hesitation dribble is retired. Of course, 30 being Terry Porter's number. He did the same thing I did, just chose the next one. This guy.
That's the third dunk of the game for Jake Layman. And we have a timeout. 7:30 at NBC Sports Philadelphia, and NBC carrying the Stadium Series game between the Flyers and the Penguins.
Portland is still on West Coast time. It's morning for them. The 76ers had that advantage, but did not use it.
And on the way back to Portland, we'll stop in Memphis.
Focused on marketing, the community, and now it seems like every team has that.
Ben Simmons tied a season high with 29, but he'd give it all up for a win.